How's it going, man?
Good.
Good to hear. Good to
Yes.
hear. Say again for me.
I was tired from the weekend.
Tired from the weekend. How'd you do? How's the event?
Um, Round 7, I was on table 4, and
Okay.
I just couldn't get there, so I ended up getting 20th, while my opponent won and got like 5th or 6th. So
Nice.
not bad.
That's like that's the taste of glory, right? Like that's
Yeah, it's
right on the
right
cusp.
on. Yep, just right there.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. Well, today we're doing a deck doctor. We're doing Momo under good. It looks like. Okay. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do just like a quick little chat, a powwow, about your rad Momo deck. So with that, hit me with the elevator pitch of what's going on with Momo Yaoyorozu. I said it right. I said it right
Oh,
first time.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you already know. It's just get the staff strikes in,
Okay.
play the chain and win. I mean, it's just like bare bones of every other Momo deck, at least for set 1.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing fancy other than I hard teched in some answers like capture for all the stuff that shut off staff strike and make me have to play a second one on the same turn without the enhance.
Love that. Hit me with the what's your least favorite attack in the lineup?
So improvised blade came in clutch a bunch, so I hate to say that one. Just because it's really good at the end, and if they ever go to deadlock, you just got them. You got them.
Is this the list that you took to the provisional?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would out of all those, I would say bow staff, but bow staff is very clutch when you have no other attack, and that's the one you drew. Early to throw a poke and build something down,
Okay.
like to get your green card if you don't get your unwavering slash.
Right.
It's also really good when you're like 2 staff strike deeps, maybe the third one. It's the good attack to throw in the foundation to immediately to go into another staff strike.
Right.
But that's only if you get unlucky and don't have quick creations. So, I mean, if you have to cut something, it's probably the bow staff, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't like bow staff personally. I actually
No, I know.
It's my least favorite of her cards for sure. I actually want to play 3 staff, and I want to put this amplified sound blast in at a 1 of.
Gotcha.
I think that amplified sound blast being in your momentum is so petrifying, and it says that you're allowed to check a little pour on your second staff strike. Sorry, you're allowed to. Your staff strike is no longer on a
8.
on an 8. It's back on a 6, right? As long as you can poke with this
That's true. Or it lets your second one go in on the 8 if they cancel the first one.
Correct. And I think that this is like a really, really important piece in order to keep you moving, right?
Yeah.
I like this card a lot, and if I could find room for a second one, I would, and it might even be like the second bow staff, right? And if
2 bow staffs through sound blast, that actually that's playable.
I like this. The only issue is this card is not a weapon, obviously.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's what lost me the overtime in game 3 of round 7.
Was it this card was not a weapon?
I had improvised blade and amplified in my hand because I had sided to Jiro. And I had 45 seconds left, and I was trying to get my turn done so as to not give him another go back and forth or whatever. And I just windmill slammed down amplified instead of improvised blade, and blade would have just won me the game. And I was 7 cards deep, and I just failed my check.
Oh, that is rough. Because they're actually about 50 frames apart from each other from the anime.
Yeah, that was my thing.
Yeah, Momo with a sword on a black or on a brown background. Momo with Jiro on a black background with a sword. Yeah, rough.
Yeah, but then other than making a play mistake like that, you have what if that's the attack you draw at the end of your chain? You just sit there with it in your hand when you have 7 cards in your pool and stare at it.
Yep. because
I mean,
its job is to be your poke on turn 2, right? Like none of these
yeah.
cards want to really poke on turn 2, but this one does.
Slash sometimes if you have a green card in there.
That's
I
fair.
quite often do that, and I'll ready passing the torch or something, get that free draw.
Yeah, that is totally fair.
Yeah, that's a fair change, and I was thinking about doing something like that. I saw some other Momo players do it.
I think that you should at least playtest this at the 2-of, and then it actually opens up like more slots in your sideboard.
Yeah.
Like this could easily be like Specialist of Sound or not Specialist of Sound, Sound Waves if you really wanted it to be, right? If you wanted to
It could be,
take
yeah.
the 5th place Momo deck, 7th place Momo
Oh
deck?
yeah.
Who knows? Nate's Momo deck.
Yeah.
And like put it in here, and then like now that card with Jiro feels phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And then we have even more flash stuff, and then like we just take out the 2 bow staffs, and then this is a Momo list, right? Like instant side out of this into the flash.
Oh yeah.
Quick rate, obviously. Phone Jack, obviously. Capture Evildoers. I like this card a lot. I think this card is really cool, and I think inside of Momo, it is very underutilized because it actually helps you clear your card pool. So I think clearing out these attack cards and letting you play the Amplified Sound Blast later is really neat.
Or if they just cancel the Staff Strike, sometimes you just get, if you have a second one in your hand, you just do it and a Staff Strike and leave the other 2 cards and go for the second Staff Strike.
Yeah, that's great.
I did that a couple of times. Also, just to jack the momentum, because you're playing 8 cards with powerful too. Sometimes that 2 damage won me the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Or to stop them, like playing air or whatever with Ochako stuff. Just nope.
Right.
Get it out of here.
Right. Yeah, that I mean this card's very, very good, and it'll stay good as long as the air symbol is trying to steal as much momentum as they can with their greedy decks. Foundation wise, seeing a lot of 4s.
Oh yeah.
4s. Rising Starlet, obviously. Can't be fixed, obviously. Precious Lesson. We'll talk about it. Obviously. We can talk about Specialist. Passing. Hardens a 3-of. You're so obvious. Recover Girl's Kiss. Talk to me about this card, because I think this card's bad.
No, it's definitely not my first choice, but I really like the guaranteed build for,
right?
Even when I'm going first, so it's the only 0 that I really felt like. I used it a lot. I mean, it gave me a life a lot over the weekend.
Okay.
The change would be what the Midoriya destroy one for 1 damage.
100%.
Instead of.
Yeah.
I debuild myself so hard that just feels even more bad. But it could also win you the game, right? If you're like 1-off.
Correct. Yeah.
So, and I feel like if you are 1-off, you only do it once or twice. Probably once, but maybe twice.
Yeah, if you know that you're gonna kill them.
It's the reverse of Recovery Girl. Yeah, like sometimes I was at 1, and if I hadn't Recovery Girl'd, I would have been dead. But the opposite's true. Sometimes there was twice I left my opponent at 1, and I could have killed them if I could find 1 more damage.
Right. It also is a low block, which we are cutting. Wow, you only have.
Yeah, I know.
You have 16 high blocks. What's going on here? Huh. Oh. Are we not playing this card?
Which one? What's
Bonds
this
of
card?
Friendship. Bonds of Friendship.
No, we are not. Like my deck's so big, I gotta find stuff, man.
Where's Bonds of Friendship at? Okay. I think currently the biggest thing about the format is that high attacks are the most consistent, obvious attacks in the game, right? And so you have to be playing more highs than anything else. I think exclusively Staff Strike decks are the exception, right? Because you're playing mostly mids and then these off-zone lows.
You
got the low here, the low here. I think that high attacks are the dominating force. You can look at the thing that won. You look at first, second, third. They were playing high attacks with random lows, right?
Yep.
Randomly indiscriminate. But it was a Meteor Shower deck. It was a Home Run Combat deck. It was a Dark Shadow Ruin deck. High.
Mm-hmm.
And so going into this event and you not having your high attacks be represented, it's just instantly putting you at this like really, really tough spot, especially because you don't have things to fix that ratio, like tape, like Walkling. So I think like obvious choices of like hardened need to be a 4 of. You have to play this card at a 4 of. Can't fixes a
That is
4, Starlet's a 4, and then we put Bonds of Friendship in at a 3 even, right? And then now my high
sure.
blocks are back to 20, and now we can start making some cuts to start evening some things up, right? Things like
Yes.
we could take hardened back down to a 3 because we're putting You're So Obvious in the sideboard.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with cutting that one. That was in there to do what it does, and it's one of the least used cards
100%.
of the weekend.
Yep. Yeah, because
But
some decks like you play against the Ochako list that got 3rd place, and like that card's dead because they're just a bunch of blank meteor showers, right?
Yeah.
Destroy a foundation for -2 speed or -3 speed essentially is not worth it whenever she pops her.
No.
Thing.
It's I didn't fight any OTK decks the whole weekend really, so I just didn't use it.
What's the number here? What's the number we're trying to get to? What number feels comfortable to you?
Oh, total cards?
Yeah.
I was in the 65 range, and I think that's really comfortable. I tried playing it the clean lean 51, and I decked myself too much.
Love that.
I'm okay with going up or down from there. I just don't want to go down to 51, and I'd be okay going like even up to like 70, but then you'd have to add attacks, right, just to make the ratio fine.
Correct. I think the other thing that I want to mess around with is, I mean, I just think Precious Lesson, like as good as it is, I think that, man,
It's so good though.
Actually, for the number of cards that we're playing, this might just be the number. We could maybe look at like taking these both out to put in the self-sacrifices, but like maybe probably not.
Yeah, it's either way. The Recover Girl's Kiss or Self-Sacrifice, those are both fine. They're like I could go either way on either of those. They do the same thing, but not. One doesn't destroy clearly, which is fine.
Right. I know this card is like insane though, but it like messes with our block ratios just ever so slightly. If you're down with like sacrificing the most minuscule, like going to a 4x of 0 diffs as opposed to 6, and dropping this down and just putting in the double self-sacrifice, I think that is probably the right call. I think that you're going to get more mileage out of self-sacrifice than you will the Recover Girl's Kiss, personally.
Yeah, it's relative to each individual match, but yes, you're probably other than the debuilding itself, but on your kill turn, you're not worried about that because you're dead, right?
Right.
Like,
and also, this card helps you, along with Momo, clear out your face downs to then rebuild face up like good foundations.
Sure. I never had a problem destroying my own cards when I needed to, except in the 7th round against the Cero player where he just kept top decking Deadlock Hate, and I just went to Deadlock because I had to.
Right. Dillian brings up a good point in the chat. Self-sac is so good for setting up weapons on top of your discard pile.
Yes. It does, and I usually use Momo to do that.
Right.
But occasionally, I have a weapon card in my card pool, and I have to build down, and I don't want to go for a staff strike, and that would let me get a second or third foundation in my pool without using Momo's 100%. Destroy.
And /or as opposed to wasting the Momo when you don't have one in there in order to get the Starlet on. Use self-sacrifice, quick create, add the Starlet, then Momo, and then you went even. You committed a foundation. You destroyed a committed asset.
There's definitely lines of play where it helps, and I would say out of all the foundations, Harden was the one that I used probably the least. It seems like it's a great high block, right? And it's great to just tap for 2. But like I never had it when I needed the high block. I just always had it in like I built it on turn 1 because it was one of my 2s. But I get why it's in there, and that's why it's in there is because I needed more high blocks.
It's that and the biggest issue on the end. Momo has is killing people. So like commit for 2 damage is great. Putting 2 damage on Unwavering Slash feels really good. 5 to 6 mid for 6 that like you just ready back up your Harden. Wonderful.
Hey, there's a lot of times when you don't have Passing the Torch, and that's really the only other out you have for tapping unless you put in the start with the basics like you have in
Yeah.
the floating over there.
Right. Yeah. I love start with the basics, but I was talking to Nate, and he said that this card's just not enough value. And I get it. And he was playing a 600 card deck, and he couldn't find room for this card. So I think with us playing 65, I think it's going to be hard pressed for us as well. If we wanted to play more things like start with the basics, we would have to take and put some of these to like 3-ofs, right?
Yeah.
Which is probably just something we
I get your hate for lesson because it's a 4-check and it's a 3 mid block, but you never block with it. And
you're right.
The amount of times I had 2 or 3 of those in my starting hand, and I just got to like build out to 7 on their turn because I blocked with like a Starlet and then destroyed something to build it down and then build 2 cards for free.
Right. Yeah. That's that feels pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, I like the little tweaks. I'm playing this weekend. I'll probably just take the tweaks to this weekend and see how it does.
Love that. Yeah. Test this and see like how mainboard and the amplifieds go as Momo, and
I'll just keep a mental note of how often I draw it at the end, and if it would have been anything else, I would have won.
Right. I mean, the answer is like, was it Bostaff, right? Because that's just like instantly what we took out for it. And does your 4 damage Bostaff get you there? That's the question.
Oh no, the bow staff is almost never that. It's when it's the card for like the 3rd staff strike to enable the 4th one if you get it, or the 2nd one into the 3rd one. That's all it's.
Putting in the double amplified also makes Improved Blade better because it comes with a charge. And it's 2 more charges for us to play.
Definitely does, and that is sometimes a problem.
Because not having the combo.
Yeah, I mean you have Slash, right, and then you have Capture Net.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But that gives you 2 more.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
And being able to use Preparing for Battle to discard an Amplified Sound Blast, quick create to put it in.
Which is what I did a few times with like the Slash or the net was discard it and then throw it in my pool with a capture and then throw down the blade out of nowhere without them expecting it.
Hell yeah. I love that.
And thank you for telling me again that I could throw when I have a staff strike charge and I'm getting ready to do a 2nd staff strike, just play the green card and then build it down before I use the enhance. I didn't even think about that. You commented that on your your watch through, and I just I was looking at it. I'm like, I really want to play this card, but I just can't. All right,
buddy.
I'll let you get to your interview.
Let me shoot you this list. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the support. We'll catch you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.